Hi everyone, welcome back. So guys, in this particular video, we'll be discussing about another amazing concept inside the string called string methods. So as of now, we have discussed about this particular strings. We have seen like the strings inside Python. We have seen like different string operation. In this particular video, we'll be discussing about this particular string methods. See, string method is nothing but these are actually predefined function. We can use it in our code. So these are the method helps us to write a code efficiently without writing code from scratch. Okay, so I'll show you some of the example. You will get the ideas. Inside the string, we are having some inbuilt methods. Inbuilt methods are available. We usually use inside the string. So let's go to our code editor and try to understand this particular string methods. So guys, before starting with our inbuilt method inside the string, first of all, I want to discuss some of the common function and method. See, these are the common function and method actually will be using in every data type. Okay, not only in string. It can also support in other data type as well. Let's say there are some common function and method you will see like length, max, min, and sorted. So you can use it with the string, with the list, with the tuple, with the sets. So with any kinds of data type, actually you can use these are the function and method. Okay, so this is why actually I'm calling them actually as a common function and methods. Okay, so after this actually we'll be learning the inbuilt method inside the string. So those inbuilt method only can be used inside the string only. Okay, string type data, not any other type data. Okay. So first of all, let's try to understand these are the common functional methods, like how this length can be used, max can be used, min can be used, and sorted can be used. So for this, I'm going to take one example. So let's say if I just write one example here, so I'll just write welcome to Python. Okay. So instead of printing, I can store them in a variable. I'll just write, let's say string s is equal to welcome to Python. Fine. Now see, if I want to check the length of this particular string, so how to do it? So we can use this particular length function. Okay, for this, so I'll just write this particular length function. Inside that, I'll pass this particular string. Now see, if I execute this particular statement, you'll see that this particular length is 17. So if you just count this particular length of this particular string, you'll see that it would be 17. Now, if you want to check what is the maximum character in this particular string, so for this, you can use this particular max function. So inside max, if I give this particular string, now if I execute, see, y character is like max character here. So how it is getting to know y is a maximum? Because with the help of this particular ASCII value, I think you remember I opened one ASCII table, right? So you can see this is the ASCII table. So here you can see the hexadecimal, binary, and decimal number. So you can check this particular number. You will see that y, it is a small character y. It is having actually 121. Okay, this particular number. Now, if you find out all the character actually like ASCII number, you will see that y is maximum here. Okay, y is the maximum here. That is why actually y is coming here. Fine. Now, there is another one called min. So min will give you the minimum character. Okay, minimum character present inside that particular string. See, minimum character is the space. So this particular space is having minimum ASCII value. If you just check this particular space here, I think space is somewhere there. Now you can see space. Space is there. You can see it's 32. Okay, 32. That's why it is coming. That's why it is telling you this is the minimum one. Okay, in this particular string. Now there is another one called sorted. What sorted will do, let me show you. So if I just call this particular sorted, now see, it will sort that particular character in a ascending order. You can see first of all, capital character will come. So P, W, then small character will come, then C, E, E, H, I, M. Okay, it's ascending order like A to Z. Okay, ascending order. We call it ascending order. So let me give you another example. Let's say if I just write s is equal to hello world. Now if I call this particular sorted s, I'll see that first of all D will come, E, H, I, okay, then L, 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 O, R, W. So it's an ascending order. Okay, it will sort this particular string in an ascending order. Now we can think about whether I can do it in the descending order or not. Yes, we can also perform in a descending order. So for this, what I can do, I can use one parameter inside sorted, which is nothing but reverse. Okay, there is a parameter called reverse. So this particular reverse, you have to make it as true. Okay, if you just make it this particular reverse as true, now see everything would be sorted as a descending order. Now see, W will come, then R, O, okay, and so on. This is called descending order. So you can use this particular sorted function for this. If you want to arrange your character to the ascending order or descending order, you can use this particular approach. So these are my actually common function and method. Okay, we can use it with any kinds of data. Okay, we can use it on we can use them with any kinds of data type. Now let's try to discuss our string function and method, okay, which can be only used with the string type data. So there are actually so many string functions and method are available inside a string. So if you want to know, just simply go to Google and search for string, okay, string methods. Okay, simply search string methods in Python. Sorry, I have to search for Python. see, you will get different actually string methods. So let me show you. See, there are so many string methods actually will get, but all of them are not required. Okay, all of them are not required. So here we'll be learning some common actually used string methods here. Around 10 to 15 actually method we'll be learning. So these are the 10 to 15 methods are frequently used in the coding. Okay, but here you will see there are so many things. So we don't need to learn all of them. But if you want to explore, you can come here and you can see different string methods are available. And if you need them later on, you can learn from here also. See, let's say you want to use this particular strip. Okay, what you can do, just go inside strip and you can see the strip example. Okay, that's how actually you can learn. So I will discuss like commonly used actually string method, whatever actually we use in our day-to-day life coding. Okay, we'll be only discussing these are the method only. So let's get back to our code editor. So first of all, I'll try to discuss this four string function and method. You can see capitalize, title, upper, lower, and swap case. Okay, first of all, let's try to discuss them. Then I will show you some more string methods and function. Okay. So first of all, let's try to discuss this particular capitalize. So for this, I'm going to take a string. So I'm going to take this particular example. Now see, if I perform a capitalize on top of this particular string, so what will happen? So I'll just simply write s dot capitalize. See, if you just perform s dot, okay, if you just press s dot, you will see all the string method would be visible. Okay, all the string method would be visible. Whatever string method it is having, all the string method it will suggest. Now see, I'm going to use this particular capitalize. I'll select this particular capitalize. Okay. So I'll select this particular capitalize. Now see, if I execute this particular program, what will happen? So see, what capitalize will do, I think you know, whenever we write any kinds of English sentence, the first actually character we usually write as a upper character. Okay, we usually give the uppercase. So now you can see, whenever we have written this particular string, everything in a lowercase. Okay, everything in a lowercase. And whenever I applied capitalize on top of this particular string, the first character will become uppercase. This is the work of capitalize. So whenever you will be working with NLP, that means natural language processing, and sometimes you will be working with like say textual data, that time this particular function and method will help you a lot. And see, by calling this particular capitalize function, easily you are able to make this particular character to a capital case. Okay, instead of finding it, instead of let's say writing manual code, okay, on top of it, automatically everything is happening. So that is why this particular inbuilt function helps a lot. Okay, we don't need to write the code from scratch. Already someone has written the code. Okay, already someone has written the code. See, if I just press Control and just do the left click, see, this particular code would be visible, how they have written. Okay, how they have written. Okay, so we don't need to write these are the code manually. Everything is written inside that. We will be only using these are the function, okay, whenever I need it. Now you can ask me, sir, you told me we can't change anything inside a string. A string is immutable, but here I can see it is changing. Initially it was lowercase character, but it has become uppercase character. But you told me it is a immutable. Okay, it's a immutable. I can't change anything inside that. Okay, see, you are right. But see, what is happening here? See, when I perform this particular capitalize on top of this particular string, it didn't change in the original object. It didn't change in the original string. See, if I print this particular original string, you'll see that original string is fine. Still, it is a lowercase only. Okay, still in lowercase only. So what is happening? So inside memory, it is creating a copy of this particular string, and on top of that, it is performing this particular operation. That means your original string is not changing. Okay, your original string is it's not changing. Okay, now I think this part is clear. Like how this particular string is working, this particular string manipulation is working. Okay, I hope this part is clear. Now the next function will be exploring this particular title. Okay, so what I can do, I can apply title on top of this particular string. I'll just call this particular title. Now if I execute this particular program, see what will happen. Now see, initially all the character you will see, it's a lowercase. It's a lowercase. Okay. Now whenever I perform the title, you can see each of the individual word, the first character will become uppercase. Okay, the first character will become uppercase. That means whenever you define any kinds of title, whenever you write any topic, you define a title, right? In the title, we usually use first character as a uppercase. Okay, everywhere with every words. So this is what actually this particular title will apply. So these are like very useful function inside string you will be using going forward. So that's why it's super important to know. Okay, these are the thing. Now we'll be exploring the upper. So I can also show you the upper. So I'll just call s.upper. See what will happen if I perform upper. All the character you will see it will become uppercase character. Okay, it will become uppercase character. Okay, this is the work of upper. Now you can also use this particular lower. So lower will do the opposite of upper. So if I call this particular lower, see it will be make all the character as lowercase, but you can see it's already in lowercase, right? So what I can do, I can copy this particular string and I can create another variable here. So s is equal to, and here I can mention it. Okay, now you can see everything is in uppercase. Now if I execute the lower on top of it, see everything will become in a lowercase character. Okay, this is the work of lower. Now the last one, we'll see the swap case. Okay, so what swap case will do, let's try to see. So for this I'm going to just modify this particular string. Let's say some of the character I will take lower, some of the character I will take upper. I think I can only take this particular welcome. Now see, if I perform this particular swap case, now see what will happen. See, it will do the opposite things. Now see, whenever it is having the lowercase, it will make as a uppercase. Whenever it is having the uppercase, it will make it as a lowercase. So this is the work of this particular swap case. It will do the swap operation. Okay, opposite operation. That's the work of this particular swap case. Now I think these are the functions are clear, how we can use them in a string. Now let's discuss about some more function inside a string. So guys, you can see next we'll be learning about this count, find, and index. Okay, these are the function one by one. So first of all, let me take a string. So I'll just write one string here. My name is Bappy. Okay, let's say this is my string. So now let's say, first of all, I'll show you the count. Okay, count function on top of this particular string. So if I just do s.count, okay, s.count, see what count will do. Count will try to find one specific character present inside this particular string. Let's say I want to see how many times this p is occurring in this particular string. So I'll just give p here inside this particular count function. I'll just give this particular p here. Now see, if I execute this particular program, it will tell 2 times. You can see in this particular entire string, p is coming only 2 times. Now you can also check with other character. Let's say I'll give n. I think n is coming only 1 time. So that's how actually you can use this particular count function. Let's say if you want to count any character, okay, in a string, like how many times it is present, that time you can use this particular count function. So it's like very simple function you can use. Now similar wise, we're having another function called find. So let's see the find example as well. So I'll just write s.find. See, if this particular a is present in this particular string, it will give you the index number of that particular a. Okay, let's say you want to find out the index number of this particular a. You can use this particular find function. See, if I execute this particular statement, it is printing 4. Now you can find it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see the a index is 4. Now see, there is another a is present, but the first a it will print that particular index only. Okay, now I can try with any other, let's say index. Let's say I want to find this particular I. I'll give the I. See, this is the I index. It's 8. You can count it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so here at 8 index, this particular I is present. So this is the work of this particular find. It will give you the index number of that particular character. That's the idea. Now let's see the index one. So there is another function called index. See, this is the same thing of your find, but one actually difference is there. Let me first of all show you. Let's say I want to see the index of I. Okay, I want to see the index of I. If I give this particular I here, see, it will also print you 8 here, because you can see I index is 8. Okay, I index is 8. But let's say there is one character you are giving. There is one character you are giving which is not present in this particular string. Let's say I'm giving Z. See, Z is not present in this particular string. So now if you use index function, it will throw you error. It will tell you substring not found. But if you're using find, and if you are giving any character which is not present in that particular string, it won't be throwing you error. Instead of that, it will give you -1. -1 means it is not present. Okay, this is the difference only. Both working mechanism are same. Only the difference is if you don't have anything in a string, find will give you -1 and index will give you error message. This is the only difference only. So sometimes if you want to throw error, you can use this particular index. Sometimes if you don't want to throw error, you can use this particular find in your code. That is the idea only. Now let's try to see 2 more function inside a string called ends with and start with. Okay, so for this I'm going to take this particular same example, and here I'm going to paste it. Now see, if I perform s.end with, okay, ends with, see, you can see this particular sentence is ending with ppy. See, if I give ppy, py, only if I give py, it will give me true, because this particular sentence is ending with py. It's true. So sometimes, let's say you want to find a sentence, or you want to find a word which is ending with, let's say, some specific character. If you want to find them, you can use this particular ends with function. Easily you can get that particular actually a sentence. You can check it whether it is ending with a py or not. So let's say sometimes whenever you are working with web scraping and all, let's say you are extracting the data from website. So that time actually this function will help you a lot. So sometimes let's say you need a title which is ending with py. Okay, you can use this particular ends with function that time. Okay, there's so many work we can use this particular ends with. Going forward, whenever we'll do the projects and all, we'll try to understand. Now let's say if it is not ending with py, let's say it is ending with pyw, it will give you false. Okay, because it is not ending with pwy. Now there is another one called start with. So this is the opposite of it. So it will only check the starting position. So I can write start with. Okay, start with. Now see, this particular sentence is starting with my. So if I give my here, see, it will give you, it's giving false, although I've written my, because you can see here the my is upper character, but here I've given lower character. So it's a case sensitive. Make sure you are giving the proper case. Okay, it's a case sensitive. Now see, if I execute, now it is true. That means it's starting with my. Okay, that's the idea. Now there is another one called format. Okay, format. Now let's try to understand this particular format. Okay, format is super important function inside a string, because going forward you'll be using this particular format a lot. Apart from that, there is another alternative of format. We call it as fstring inside Python. For this, actually, I'm going to create a separate video on top of fstring. So in detail, I'll create a video on top of this particular fstring and I'll try to discuss. So now let's try to discuss this particular format. So for this, I'm going to write a code. Let's say I'll just write name is equal to Bappy, and let's say gender is equal to male. Now here I'm going to write a string s is equal to, let's say I'll just write my name is dash. Okay, I'll give this particular bracket, I am a dash. Okay, I'll give this particular bracket again. So this particular bracket name is curly bracket. Okay, we have to use this particular curly bracket. If you're using format, if you're using this particular format function, you have to use this particular curly bracket, otherwise it won't be working. So here what you can see, I have written a string, but inside that, instead of writing this particular name, I have taken this particular curly bracket. So you can see my name is dash. I've taken a curly bracket and I am a dash. Okay, here it should be I am a. Okay, I am a dash. Again, I have taken a curly bracket. Now see, with the help of this particular format, I can easily put this particular value inside this particular string. How? So let me show you. I'll just write s.format. Okay, and inside that I'll give the name and I'll give the gender. Now see, if I execute this particular program, see, beautifully it will put this particular Bappy inside this particular bracket. You'll see that my name is Bappy, and it will put this particular gender inside this particular bracket. Okay, male. Now you can ask me how it is getting to know I have to put the name inside this particular bracket and I have to put the name inside this particular bracket. You can see it's a order. So whatever actually variable you are giving at the first time, it will go at the first bracket, and whatever variable you are giving in the second time, it will go to the second bracket. So it always follows the order. That means this is the indexing. It is present in the first index, it is present in the second index. Okay, first index will come here, last index will come here. Now let's say you have another dash here. Okay, you have another dash here, another curly bracket here. Now if you give another variable here, it will go inside that only. So this particular concept is very useful. Let's say whenever you will be working with different application, you will be taking the input from the user. That time actually, let's say you don't want to hard code the value. You don't know like what would be the name. Let's say whenever I'm talking about Facebook application. So whenever you create your account, so it will give you welcome message. So welcome, see. So let me give you one example. So let's say welcome dash to Facebook. Okay, Facebook. Now you don't know what is the name will come here. Now you don't know which name will come here, whether it's a Bappy, whether it's a Alex, or whether it's a other name. Who is creating this particular application, right? Who is creating this particular account? So for this, I can use this particular format. That time I can use this particular format. Let's say name is equal to user has given, let's say Alex. Okay, let's say Alex is creating the account. I'll simply, what I'll do, I'll just write s.format and I'll pass this particular name. Simply I'll pass this particular name. Okay, now if I execute this particular program, you'll see that welcome Alex to Facebook. So that's how this particular function we can use in our application, and this is like very used function inside a string. Okay, now one thing I want to show you. Let's say if I give gender here, let's see if I execute this particular code again. Now see, instead of name, I'll give gender here at the very first, and I'll give name here. Now see, if I execute this particular program, definitely I know that gender will come at the first bracket and name will come at the second bracket. Okay, But let's say you want to control this particular statement. So what you can do, you can give the index number here. So simply you can give, so what is the index of gender? It's 0. And what is the index of name? It's 1, right? Now here I will give 1 will come here and 0 will come here. Okay, 0 will come here. Now if I again execute this particular program, you'll see that now Bappy will come because Bappy position is 1. Okay, 1, you can see 1 index is Bappy, that means the name, and the 0 index is nothing but gender. So 0 will come here. Okay, that's how actually you can also control this particular index value. You can play with this particular index value. Fine. So both way I've showed you. Now you can use any of them. It's up to you. So guys, apart from that, we are having some more function inside a string. You can see we are having is num, then is alpha, is digit, is identifier. Let's try to discuss all of them one by one. So first of all, I'll just define a string here. I'll just name it as, let's say, Bappy. Bappy 1 2 3. Let's say this is my string. Fine. Now see, if I perform this particular function is all num. Okay, so if I just write is all num, so the full form of this particular function is alphabetic and number. Now you can see that in this particular string, it is also having alphabetic and number. Okay, both it is present. That means it will check is alphabetic and number or not, this particular string. Now here you can see, yes, this particular string contains alphabetics and numbers both. Now if I execute this particular program, it will give you true. Now let's see if I give any kinds of symbol. Let's say I'll give this particular @ symbol. Now a special symbol has come. Now it is not matching this particular function statement. Okay, it's not matching this particular function statement. It will give you false that time. So if you want to check whether your string is alphabetic and number or not, that time you can use this particular function. Okay, is all num. Now there is another one called is alpha. So I'll copy this particular string and I'll only keep the alpha parameter. Okay, alphabetic parameter. Now if I just do is alpha. Okay, is alpha, I think. Yeah, is alpha. Now it will give me true because you can see all the character is alphabetic. Okay, that's what it's giving to. Now if I give any kinds of, let's say, digit here, it will give me false that time. Okay, I hope you got it. Now there is another one called is digit. This is the opposite of alphabetic, so it will only look for the digit that time. So let's say if I give this particular string, I'll call this particular is digit. It will give me false because it also contains the character. Now if I remove the character, let's say if I remove the character and only digit is there, that time it will give you true. Fine, I hope you got it. Now there is another one called identifier. I think I already taught you this particular identifier. Okay, inside a variable, like how we can define different identifier. Like what is the way of defining the variable? So you can also use this particular identifier. So let's say I'll just write is s is equal to, let's say, one name. Now tell me whether this particular identifier is correct or not. If you want to define as a variable, see, you can simply apply this particular identifier, is identifier. It will give you false because you can't use any kinds of digit at the very first of a variable, but I can use at the last. I can use at the last. It would be true. Okay, that's how I can't use any kinds of @ symbol. Okay, I can't use any kinds of @ symbol. I can use any kinds of hyphen symbol. It's not possible, but I can use like that. Name is equal to, let's say, name underscore age. I can define like that. Okay, I can use this particular underscore symbol. So with the help of this particular identifier, you can verify whether this particular identifier is correct or not. Okay, I hope this part is clear. Now let's try to see two more function called split and join. So for this, I'm going to again take a, let's say, string. I'll just write my name is Bappy. Okay, let's say this is my string. Now let's say I want to separate out these are the word individually. Let's say my will be there, name would be there, is would be there, Bappy would be there, and it will present inside a list. I already told you I will teach you this particular list in detail. As of now, try to consider list is a data structure. Okay, list is a data structure. It's a data type. So if I want to take this particular word individually, I can use this particular split method on top of it. So I'll just write is split. Okay, is split. Now see, if I execute this particular program, see, now you'll see that it will give you all the word individually. So my will come here, then comma, then name, then comma, is, and Bappy. And the data structure actually I'm getting, the data type I'm getting, it's a list type data. Let me show you. If you check the type, you check the type of this particular output, it's a list. List is a data type or it's a data structure. I'll also discuss this part, okay, in detail. You can ask me how this particular split is working. See, whenever you are using this particular split method, inside that you are not passing anything. By default it will consider by the space. So by the space it will divide, it will separate out this particular word. You can see this is space, so my would be an individual word, okay, then name, then again space, then is and Bappy. You can see with the help of space actually it will do the split operation. Now let's say I am having one sentence like that. Let's say my comma name comma is comma Bappy, like that. There is no space. Now how we can perform the split and how we can separate out these are the word. So for this you have to pass this particular comma inside this particular split. Now we are mentioning by the comma just try to split. By the comma just try to split this particular sentence. Now you'll see that again you will get the same output. Now similar wise with other symbol as well you can do. Let's say instead of let's say comma we are having at the rate everywhere. We are having at the rate. Same things we can perform. Now instead of comma I have to give the at the rate sign. Okay, at that symbol. Now see I'll get the same output. I hope this part is clear. Now you can consider any of the, let's say, symbol here, any of the space, any of the comma and all, any of the symbol you can consider here. Only you just need to pass inside this particular split. Split will automatically figure out this particular symbol and it will try to do the split with respect to that only. Now let's say there is a condition. You are having a list of the word. Let's say I'll just write, I'll take a variable called words. Let's say I'm having list of the words. Now what you want to do? Let's say you want to join all the words and you want to make a string. Okay, you want to make a string or you want to make a sentence. For this you can use this particular join method. Okay, so how to use this particular join method? So simply just take a variable empty string. Okay, I'll take a empty string. Let's say there is nothing, and simply what I will do, I'll just write s.join. Okay, s.join, and inside that I'll pass this particular word, list of the word. And if I print this particular s right now, okay, if I print this particular s right now, see it's not printing anything because I have to also store inside this particular s variable. Now I think it should work. Now see, it is joining. Okay, it is joining everything. First of all, it is taking my, then it is taking name, is, and Bappy. Okay, it is joining everything. Now you can see there is no space. Okay, now if you want to take a space, so what you have to do, whenever you are defining this particular empty string, try to take a space here. Okay, now see it will give you a space here. Okay, that's how actually you can join. If you have a list of the word and if you want to join them, you can join with the help of this particular join function. Now you can ask me, I want to give a hyphen here. Is it possible or not? Yes, it is also possible. So that time what you have to do, you have to give hyphen here. Okay, inside this particular empty string you have to give hyphen. Now if I execute this particular program, see all of the space will be filled with the hyphen. Okay, that's how we can give any kinds of symbol. Let's say I want to give a dollar sign. Okay, see it will become dollar sign. Okay, I hope this part is clear, all of you. So next two more function actually we'll be learning inside the string called replace and strip. Let's try to see the example of replace and strip. So for this I'm going to take a variable. I'm going to take a string. I'm going to just write my name is Bappy. Okay, let's say this is my string. Now let's say I want to change this particular Bappy with any other name. Okay, for this I can use this particular replace. So what you can do, just write s.replace, and instead of Bappy, okay, instead of Bappy, I want to replace with any other name. I'll give, let's say, Alex. Okay, I'll give Alex. So this replace takes two parameters. Okay, one is the word actually you want to change, and another one, the new word actually you want to assign. Okay, now if I execute this particular program, you'll see that now it will become my name is Alex. Fine, I hope it is clear. Now you can change any of the word. Let's say you want to change this particular name with any other word, you can also do it. Okay, you can try by yourself. Now let's try to discuss the strip. So what is this particular strip? Let's say sometimes in a string we will have some empty space. Let me show you. Let's say this is my string, and let's say I'm having some empty space here. Okay, I'm having some empty space, but I don't want this particular empty space. See, if I print this particular s, okay, if I print this particular s, see there would be empty space, but empty space won't be visible. If you want to check this, so you can use this particular length function. Inside that, just give the s. I'll see it will become 23. But if I remove this particular empty space, okay, if I remove this particular empty space, see actual length would be 16. But whenever you are giving empty space, it is also counting that particular length. Okay, it is also counting that particular length. Let me show you. If I execute this particular program again, 23. That's I don't want to use this particular empty space, so I can use this particular strip method for this. I'll take a cell here. I'll just write s.strip. See, strip, what strip will do, it will try to remove that particular empty space. See empty space has been removed. Okay, empty space has been removed. Now if I again store this particular variable, now if I again check the length, you'll see that it will become 16. So with the help of strip, actually you can remove any kinds of empty space, okay, inside a string. So this particular strip function is most used in a application building. Let's say whenever you are creating any kinds of application, let's say you are creating Facebook application, definitely whenever user will give the email address or password, whenever they are giving any kinds of space, so you have to remove that particular space, okay, otherwise again it will create a issue, okay, whenever you will try to do the logging operation and all. So yes, these are some actually inbuilt functions or method inside actually string. I hope you got it everything. I have given so many examples. Now apart from that, actually there are some more actually inbuilt function you will get, like let's say rfind is there, rjust is there. If you want to learn them, simply open it up and try to see the example. Okay, you will see the example of it. So this should be your task, guys. Just try to explore some more string method. Apart from that, whatever actually you are having in that particular website, and try to execute in your code editor. Okay, I think that's how actually we'll be doing the self-exploration. But these are actually very common used, very most used actually function inside a programming. So with that, guys, this is all from my side. So thank you guys for watching this particular video, and I will see you next time.